Hi everybody, this is Palace of Forest. I am Old Joan. Today we are talking about a salt flat, Uyuni, Bolivia. On June 26, 2024, this year, just a few days ago, a sudden coup was reported in Bolivia. The army commander attacked the presidential palace, prompting President Luis Arce to call on the people to take on the street against the military coup. Within a few hours, the army commander was arrested and the coup was killed. However, President Luis Arce still facing challenges from former President Evo Morales. So the situation is not over yet. According to news reports, the U.S. may have been behind the scene supporter of the Bolivia coup through its global network of NGO, non-governmental organizations. The U.S. sent a warning to Peru the day after the Peruvian president visited China. As the U.S. is unhappy with the cooperation with China at the Chancay port, in recent years, Bolivia's government has been socialist and outspoken internationally, along with former Venezuela leader Hugo Chavez. Bolivia's leader broke the tradition of pure Spanish descent leaders, and now politically native Indian or mestizo leaders are popular in Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Peru, have become a bloc that does not obey the U.S. The constitutions of most South American countries limited presidents to 1 5-year term to prevent dictatorships. As early as October 2023, Bolivia was one of the first countries to break off diplomatic relations with Israel. About 15 years ago, I was having breakfast in a hotel in La Paz, Bolivia. There was a big TV in the restaurant showing an old movie, 1969, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Suddenly, Paul Newman's character in the movie said, "Let's go to Bolivia." My bread fell out of my hand. I was in Bolivia. In 1969, when he said that, I thought Bolivia was a very remote country. I don't think in my lifetime I have a chance to visit them. But now I'm sitting here. There are two landlocked countries in South America, Bolivia and Paraguay. Both lost their coastlines due to wars in the 19th century, which made them relatively backward. From April 1879 to October 1883, the War of the Pacific broke out, with Peru, Chile, and Bolivia fighting. The war lasted 4.5 years. Peru secretly made peace with Chile in 1883, while Bolivia and Chile continued fighting until 1884. The war was extremely unfavorable for Bolivia, which even conscripted children to fight. There were also plagues on both sides. This war, fought in remote areas, was particularly brutal and horrifying. The main contention was over Bolivia's Atacama Desert seaport, rich in nitrogen and guano. Chile ultimately won, occupying Peru's Areca, Pisagua, and Iquique, and taking Bolivia's Antofagasta. It was a very fierce battle. In Arica and Tacna, there are museums commemorating this war. Peru's museum is particularly beautiful a modern building worth visiting. This war was extremely cruel, especially to Bolivia, which lost its Pacific coast and became a landlocked country. A few years ago, Bolivia was still requesting the return of its port from Chile, which ignored the request. Currently, Bolivia exports goods through the port of Arica and Tacna. Previously, I forgot to mention a mythical animal in Peru, also found in Bolivia, called the vicuña. It looks cute and is distributed in Bolivia, Peru, and Chile. There are large and small types of vicuñas. Standard native South American species. They were extensively raised during the Inca Empire. The small vicuñas are particularly adorable. Their wool is the finest in the world, more expensive than ordinary wool, light, warm, and sweat absorbent. Vicuña are gentle and love cleanliness. The large ones can even serve as shepherd dogs and are afraid of wolves. Peru's Chancay port is also extremely important to Bolivia. However, a railroad may still need to be built. As previously mentioned about the lithium triangle, ABC, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, may form an OLEC, Organization Lithium Exporting Countries, similar to OPEC, to control the prices of lithium. But lithium triangle countries are not strong enough, and lithium is not a common metal for all countries, so it may not prevail. Bolivia lithium mines are located in this salt lake, Zona de Uyuni, the largest salt lake in the world. It is said that about 40,000 years ago, the lake was vast, covering almost the whole area of Bolivia, dried up until now. We are stopped here today. I hope you like it. See you next time.